Everybody kind of seems to have a path, a road. These days, a lot of them are paved. So we know where to drive, where to go. We've got signs. Know when to turn. Know when to yield. We've got lights. Tell us when to stop. When to slow down. And when it's okay to go. That doesn't make it any easier, does it? Things get tough. We sometimes see that yellow light and we speed up. Because we don't want to stop. But we don't even know why we're going. Or where we're going. Sometimes we don't even care. Our minds are just so flooded with everything else. Like, I know it's hard. It's hard for me. Like, it is so hard for me to keep any level of faith. It's a rough time of year. It's a time when families come together. It's a time when there's great food being cooked. People running around with candles, singing carols pretty soon. People giving thanks. Grubbing down on some turkey and watching some football with friends and family. But some of us are very alone. And I know from my personal experience that it will eat away at you. You know, God said right there in the beginning, it's not good for man to be alone. And for a long time, I thought that's what I needed. Was to be alone. To stay busy. To find something to occupy my mind, occupy idle hands, call it what you will. But no, being alone is rough. And eventually, you may forget how to be anything but alone. To where when somebody who should be considered a loved one is kissing you every day before they leave for work, and you don't even remember how to feel love, how to feel compassion. You know you should. You know it's there, but you only feel pain. Like I said, this is a tough time of year for me because families are supposed to be coming together. And for no legal reason or anything like that, I haven't been able to see my kids in a couple years. And I'm not going to get all into that, but that's rough. Especially when you talk to them multiple times a week on the phone and they're begging to see you, and there's just one piece of the equation that doesn't want to participate. And just months ago, my mom died. And I wish I could have done or said so much more. And I keep reading over things like Proverbs 18:10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and they're safe. But even knowing how great our God is, sometimes I find myself just so down in the deep end of the pool, just drowning in depression. And that's why we're not supposed to be alone. Because somebody's got to be able to pull you out. Somebody's got to be able to get you out of that deep end of the pool when you don't know how to swim in it. Because if you stay alone, you're going to stay in pain. And pain is not in God's name. There's glory in God's name. And I know for a fact that we all know somebody who just really, really needs a hug. Maybe somebody to cook them dinner one time. Sometimes that saddening weight that can just bear down and start hardening your heart, it can make it to the point to where you don't even want to cook and eat. All your energy is just spent being. And sometimes just being is not enough. Sometimes you really need love. You really need that hand to hold. You need that handle to grab onto when you're stumbling, when you're falling, when you don't know where to turn and you're trying to look up, but there's so many clouds in the sky and it just keeps raining down on you. You've got to hold on just a little longer. Just a little longer. In Nehemiah 8:10 it says, "Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." That's the toughest part of faith. Is when the bottles run dry. People have turned their backs. You've turned your back. You've realized your bank account's just too low. You're trying to rob Paul to pay Peter. All in all, well, it's just not working. That's when it's really tough, and that's when it's really, really important to just hold on. Because yes, there may be clouds above your head. It may be pouring down rain. But we all have somebody we can turn to. And I'm not just talking about God here, because I'm not going to lie, and this is probably the worst ministry thing to say ever, but sometimes God is not enough. I've tried this for years. Being alone, closing yourself off, and still just praying and praying and praying, that doesn't work. We're not meant to be alone. We're those gather and pray. They are heard. We need to come together. Not only as families, as friends, as countries, but just the whole world. There's hate. There's people dying, people getting kidnapped and raped and left in California deserts. It's horrible. Outside that door is a very dark world. So just like a lighthouse in the storm, go out there and be the light for somebody. Because if you don't turn on your light, they may never see one. They may never see anything at the end of that dark tunnel. And they may give up. So if nothing else, I'd say have a blessed week. And if you can, I understand you can't change the whole world, but you can change one person's world. Just find one person and just do something nice. If you hate your boss, do something nice. Buy him a gift card. I don't know what else to say. I don't have a prepared message. I don't have a script. Just go out there and do something for somebody. Be that lighthouse in the storm. And have a great week.